Hello everyone, I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. In this video, we will look into top 20 general studies MCQs. These MCQs are important for government exams. So let's start with question number 1. Question number 1, right to education was introduced in the constitution as, so the correct option will be option number A, that is right to education was introduced as a fundamental right in the constitution. So under article 14 there is a right to equality, and in that only it was inculcated that there should be the right to education for every children. At least the elementary education should be provided to each and every student. So the correct option is option A, that is fundamental right. Now let's move to question number 2. The executive power of the state is vested in the, so the correct option will be option number B, that is governor. So the chief minister along with the council of minister, they all work under the governor. Governor acts as the it is the executive power. It has the executive power of the state, and every order passed within the state is passed with the name of the governor. So B is the correct option. So governor at the state level and president at the central level. So B is the correct option, that is governor. Now let's come to question number 3. The Vice President of India is elected by, so the Vice President of India is elected by, the correct option is option A, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha members. So the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha MPs elect the Vice President of India, and the Vice President of India is elected by these members only. So the correct option is option A. Now let's move to question number 4. How did Harappans ensure privacy in their houses? So during the Indus Valley civilization or during the Harappan civilization, the houses were made and there were multi-story buildings were found, and they used to ensure privacy by having no windows at ground level. So the correct option is option B, that is by having no windows at ground level. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 5. Which two scripts were used for inscriptions in Afghanistan during Ashoka's reign? So the two scripts which were used in inscriptions in Afghanistan during Ashoka's reign is, the correct option is option B, that is Aramaic and Greek. These were the two languages which were used by the Ashoka or their administrator, and the inscriptions were found in Afghanistan having Aramaic and Greek languages. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 6. In the context of marriage in ancient Indian society, what does the term exogamy means? So usually in the ancient India, as you have gone through my ancient India video, you will be able to find that the women in the ancient India, usually during the early Vedic period, they have that liberty that they can go for exogamy, that is they can marry outside their social group or outside the kin. Usually what we call today is caste. So that is what the exogamy means, and they were performed during the ancient India, which was later changed in the later Vedic age. So the term exogamy means marriage outside one's social group or kin. So the correct option is option B, that is marriage outside one's social group or kin. So B is the correct option. Now let's come to question number 7. Al-Biruni was taken to Ghazni as a hostage by which ruler? So Al-Biruni was taken to Ghazni as a hostage by, the correct option is option A, that is Sultan Mahmud. So he took Al-Biruni to Ghazni as a hostage. So A is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 8. Electroplating is an application of, so the correct option among the following will be, the option number D is the correct option, that is it is a chemical effect of current. So with the electroplating is also used in various industries, like it used to make the car's body, the metal body which is prepared during the car manufacturing. At that time electroplating is used, and in various other processes electroplating is used, and it is used by the chemical effect of current. So D is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 9. Question number 9. Why do stars twinkle? So the reason, if you have read the NCERT, you will be able to answer this question, and this question is asked in various competitive exams. So the reason why the star twinkle is because of the atmospheric refraction. So the correct option is option A, that is due to atmospheric refraction. So the light which comes from the star, they passes through the different layers of the atmosphere like troposphere, mesosphere, ionosphere, and due to their density, due to the particles present in those layers, the light get scattered, and this is the reason why the stars seems to be twinkle during the night. So this is the correct option, that is A, due to atmospheric refraction. Now let's come to question number 10. In how many groups and periods are present in the modern periodic table? So if you have gone through the modern periodic table, there are total 18 groups and 7 periods. So the correct option will be option number D, that is groups 18, periods 7. So D is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 11. Which of the following is an example of a non-metal? So among the following, the correct option will be option number A, that is bromine. So bromine is liquid at room temperature and it is a non-metal, and its representation is through Br. So bromine is a non-metal among the following. So A is the correct option, and this question was asked in the CSIR exam, that of assistant section officer. So A is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 12. What is the full form of HYB seeds? So among the following, the correct option will be option number A, that is high yielding variety seed. So HYB seeds means high yielding variety seeds. These seeds were introduced in India at the time of Green Revolution, and these were pest resistant seeds, and some were also drought resistant also, and they used to produce a larger amount of products. The end products are in a huge quantity as compared of the normal seeds. That's why the name is given is high yielding variety seeds. So A is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 13. Which activity is not a part of service sector industry? So among the following, the correct option will be option number D, that is mining. So mining is not a part of service sector industry. So D is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 14. Which of the following is a level of biodiversity? So biodiversity, the level of biodiversity is divided into different levels like geographical diversity, genetic diversity, etc. So among the following, the correct option will be option number A, that is genetic diversity. So genetic diversity, based upon the genetic features of the organism, there is a diversity is created, and it is one of the level of biodiversity. So A is the correct option. This question is taken from the NCERT, so that's why we used to request the aspirants to read the NCERTs, because most of the competitive exam questions are prepared from there only. Now let's come to question number 15. Towards the close of the summer season, pre-monsoon showers are common, especially in Kerala and Karnataka. They are called, so they are known as, the correct option is option A, that is mango showers. So usually by the end of the summer season, that is from 1st June or 2nd June, the monsoon arrives in Kerala, and the first rainy season of this period is known as mango showers. Because of that rain only, the mango starts getting ripened, so that's why it is known as mango showers. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 16. In which of the following below there is a chemical change? So if you look into the following, so the correct option will be option number C, that is iron gets corroded. So the corrosion of iron leads to a chemical change where there is a rusting of iron, or the iron gets corroded. It is basically because the iron comes in contact of oxygen and water. So the correct option is option C, that is iron gets corroded. So it leads to a chemical change. Now let's come to question number 17. So question number 17, and in this the iron gets converted into iron oxide. So that's why there is a chemical reaction. So that's why it is one of the chemical change. And the other options like boiling of water, there is no chemical change. Aluminium block may be drawn into a thin wire, no chemical change happens. The breaking of glass, no chemical change happen. So that's why C is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 17. Which phloem cells are non-living? So among the following, the correct option will be option number D, that is phloem fibers. So phloem fibers are non-living cells because they provide strength to the plant body, and they are not living. So D is the correct option, that is phloem fibers. Now let's move to question number 18. Which is the highest peak of peninsular plateau? So the highest peak of peninsular plateau is, the correct option is option B, that is Anaimudi. So Anaimudi is the highest peak of peninsular plateau, and Anaimudi is located in Anamalai Hills, which is the part of the Western Ghat, and its height is 2695 meter. So B is the correct answer, that is Anaimudi, and the second most highest peak is Dodaveta. So please remember this fact. Now let's come to question number 19. What is the primary purpose of self-help groups? So if you have read regarding the self-help groups are basically formed by to provide financial support only. It is basically formed by the women which is there in the villages, and basically it is basically formed to reduce the gap in the formal credit system. So the correct option will be option number B, that is bridging the gap in the formal credit system. So B is the correct option. Now let's come to the last question of this video. Question number 20. Which practice contributes to land degradation in the context of agriculture? So among the following, the correct option will be option number C, that is shifting cultivation. So shifting cultivation is that practice where at one time you do the cultivation at one part of the land, and then after you extract that produce, you move to the other parts of the land, and this lead to the land degradation, and that's why shifting cultivation is majorly prohibited in most of the parts of the country, and it is mainly practiced in the hilly regions only. So C is the correct option, that is shifting cultivation. So this was all regarding the general studies top 20 MCQs. Further videos will be uploaded soon in this YouTube channel. So I request you to please subscribe the channel and also give your feedback. Thank you very much.